Hello. As I started to gather my thoughts together for this reflection, I began thinking about all that we as a world, as a country, as a town, and as a parish have gone through this year as a result of the coronavirus. Who would have thought that at one stage our church would be closed and we as a community would be unable to celebrate the Eucharist together? And just as a situation that seemed to be getting under control, we are now facing a new resurgence of the virus. As many of you will know, I am chaplain at St John Pleasanton Catholic College. Our students have been back at college now for a few weeks, and they're working in a very strange and different way than normal. During the course of a conversation with a sixth form student, he suddenly said to me, "Gerard, it's really unsettling how quickly and how scary the world has suddenly become." Those words perhaps express the feeling of many of us as we continue to face the COVID-19 situation. We wonder, to whom do we tell our fears? In what do we place our hopes? Where do we find refuge? Each September in college, the Gideon's International Society visit and give a New Testament and Psalm booklet to each of our Year 7 students. If you look through the booklet, you will come across a list of scripture references and psalm numbers that may be helpful for different situations that perhaps our young people find themselves in. It's hoped that these readings and psalms may bring some guidance and support into that situation. In the face of so many questions that we are facing today, especially as sometimes there seems no answer, I turned to Psalm 46, where we find the psalmist's words of great encouragement in verses 1 and 2. In those verses we read, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea." It certainly feels to many of us as though the earth is giving way beneath us. Nothing seems the same as it was before. No one knows when or if things will or even can go back to normal. But with the psalmist, we can be confident that God is faithful and that he is not surprised nor his plans frustrated by any of the events of this world. In and through all things, including COVID-19, he is working out his purpose, and we are told to simply wait in patient hope for that purpose to come about. When the world around us is scary and we feel overwhelmed and helpless, Henri Nouwen's words in The Way to the Heart, I think, are particularly pertinent for us. We read, "Small signs of friendliness can create much joy, and small disturbances between people much sadness. While the great events of the day often do not touch us so deeply, an unexpected note from a friend or a passing remark of a neighbour can make or break our day. While inflation and recession, war and depression do not touch our emotions directly, a distant catastrophe has less effect than a nearby mishap. And when someone has a tiff, more hackles are raised than a worldwide calamity." But how do we use this knowledge? What is easier than writing a thank you note or sending a card just to say hello, or to give a call just to see how things have been? Still, I realise that every time someone says to me, "I like what you said," or "I appreciated your remark or your comment," or "your note really helped," I feel really in a good way. I feel my inner life being lifted. My day seems brighter, the grass greener, the sky bluer. Indeed, the great mystery is that a small, often quite immaterial gesture can change my heart so much. The way to the heart always seems to be quiet and gentle. And perhaps that's what we're called to do in this time that we find ourselves in. We're called to reach out to others. We're called to reach out and help others. This is the best antidote to isolation, distress, and fear. A note, a card, a call, even a kindly hello, and certainly a prayer can be a ray of sunshine into the heart of someone else. The inner life of another can be lifted up, and their day can be made brighter by just a small effort on our part. We should try and be emissaries of hope, reflecting the grace, mercy, and love of God in the midst of the troubled times in which we find ourselves. Perhaps this should form the basis of what we hear so much about these days, people talking about COVID recovery plans being put in place. Perhaps now we as a parish should embrace a recovery plan for our community. And this plan is not just something for someone else to organise. Each member of our parish family has a role to play, a role to the heart, but always is a quiet and peaceful and gentle one. Let this plan go to the heart of who we are and what we are about. It's a plan to go to the heart of what's important for our community, our parish family. We cannot be church all by ourselves. So this week, I'm asking each member of our parish family, what have you done? Or perhaps more importantly, what can you do that will impact on the recovery programme for our parish family? Please just don't leave it for somebody else to do. And as we enter our recovery phase, let's remember the words of the hymn based on Psalm 46. Though the mountains may fall and the hills turn to dust, yet the love of the Lord will stand as a shelter for all who will call on his name, sing the praise and the glory of God. Thank you for listening.